So good afternoon. We're back again, and it's all smiles round here at the moment. Arsenal won 3 on the trot, convincing performance against Big Sam Allardyce, and Man United are fully on a title charge. Could it be 21 incoming, Rants? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not counting the chickens, bro, but yeah, bro. I hope so, man. I hope so. We'll see. We'll see how the players deal with the pressure. If we do go top, clear on top, then we'll see how they deal with the pressure of having to win every game, innit? Because I think at my club, there's been no pressure on the players for a long time now. Mediocrity has been accepted at the club. Do you know what I mean? I think they're all in a bit of a comfort zone. They're not used to being leading the pack and people chasing them. So it'll be interesting to see when every game's a must win, that how we're gonna do now. Do you know what I mean? But bro, it's exciting times, man. I'm much happier. I wouldn't rather be in any other place than where we're at the moment.
And yeah, I've seen I see your game at the weekend. That was actually a really enjoyable football match.
Sick game.
Really good game, man, and two good teams as well. Aston Villa really gave it a go as well. And we'll come on to the penalty decision in a little bit, but like I didn't know this until I just looked a minute ago, and I said to you backstage that Man United have actually won the most Premier League games this season. It's mad when you actually look at the start that you had as well with your home form. It
was horrible,
and stuff like that. You know, to be sat there. I know you're not officially top, but you are top in terms of level on points.
Yeah.
So until the end of the season, you're currently joint top. At the end of the season, if it stays like that, obviously you come second. But as it stands right now, you're still joint top, bruv. And I wanted to ask you, right, because I know you're on Ollie's case regardless, same as me with Arteta, yeah? Right. If you was a betting man, would you go and put money on United to win it? Or do you think that you're just gonna sit back?
I wouldn't. The reason why is consistency, innit? Like, I haven't seen anything from this team consistently over a long period of time that gives me ultimate faith in them that they can get away when teams are chasing us. Do you know what I mean? Last season, we had 11 opportunities to leapfrog Chelsea, and it took us 12. Do you know what I'm saying? Every time Chelsea drop points, we drop points. Until we start capitalizing on other people's mistakes, I'm always gonna be worried. Do you know what I mean? But I'm enjoying this, bro. Do you know what I mean? But because of the kind of person I am, I have to be skeptical, bro. I have to be. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been here. I've seen so many false dawns at my football club. You know what I mean? I saw it with Mourinho.
Times, man. I've seen it. And swipe it.
I've seen it with Mourinho loads of times, bro, in his tenure when people thought we turned the corner. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it with Ollie as well. Like, remember when we beat PSG the first time? And everyone was like, yeah, we're going to go on a run. And then we didn't win a game for time after that, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Everyone was like, oh, the good days are back after you beat PSG with that Rashford penalty. But honestly, it's a good time, bro. It's a good time to be a United fan. I'm super happy. But at the same time, yeah, like there's still a few things that I'm kind of worried about. So we just have to see how it plays out, bro. But right now, there's not many complaints that anyone can have about the team other than probably like the style of play. But it's never going to be amazing under the manager. It's not. But everything else I'm happy with.
No, like I said, I watched the game and I thought, as a neutral, it was really good to watch. I mean, they're the kind of games that like, and Villa are on a good run as well. They're a decent outfit. They've got some good players. We've been through that before. But you know, when you're in an intense game like that, and then they pull it back to 1-1, like I didn't see you watch along, but I can imagine that you were sitting there thinking, oh bloody hell, here we go. We're going to drop 2 points, and then bang, Pogba penalty. Now, I've seen loads of people chatting about this penalty, right? And I've seen it maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 times. For me, it's a pen.
He clearly clips him.
And the
big 6 foot 3 guy.
A little bit at him, innit? And everyone's focusing on Pogba tripping himself.
Yeah,
that's not what you look at. You look at what led to Pogba tripping himself. And
he was pulled off balance.
Which put him off balance, yeah. Like, it's funny because we had one very similar with Kieran Tierney against Chelsea, where Reece James was right behind him, a little clip, although that was a little bit more blatant. Yeah, and it was a slightly different angle, so you could see its face on. Whereas with Pogba's one, you're looking side on. Yeah, so you couldn't read. So it was only when you see a different camera angle you could see. For me, it's a penalty, bruv. And there's a lot
anywhere else on the pitch, they give it, innit? So you give the penalty. Like for me, A penalty is a foul in the box. Do you know what I mean? That's all a penalty is, bro. If you'd give a foul outside the box, then you have to give it in the box. I hate the way they look at penalties now. Because they look at penalties now and they're like, oh, but was it enough for a pen? Bro, was it a foul or not? The whole point of the penalty area is if you give a foul in the penalty area, it's a penalty, bro. Like what constitutes a foul in and out of the box is the same thing, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is.
No, it's true. And this is the thing, like, I think because Man United get so many penalties, and they have done, I think it was something ridiculous, like 57 penalties or something ridiculous in the last couple of seasons, or 42 penalties. It was like, bro, it was mad. I can't remember the exact stat. It was either 42 penalties or 57 penalties or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah. But people will sit there and they'll say, yeah, but it's you know, they're getting penalties because VAR are on their side and stuff. Bro, we had this with Liverpool last season when Liverpool were getting a lot of VAR decisions. I see a table that somebody put up because somebody put the clip of the Pogba penalty and said it's a disgrace, VAR, blah, blah, blah. Somebody actually put the table up of VAR decisions that have been wrong last season. And Arsenal would have finished behind Burnley last season if VAR had done its job properly, yeah? And I think Man United would have finished 2 points better off than they did. So for me, when it comes down to the penalties and stuff like that, the reason Man United get so many penalties, number one, is because they attack more often than any other team or most teams.
Yeah.
Number two, they've got very tricky players like Bruno Fernandes, like Pogba. At times, Pogba looks clumsy, but he is a very technically good player. You've also got Martial, quick feet. Rashford, quick feet. Yeah. You know,
bro, we've just got talented attacking players that commit defenders. And because of that, you're always going to get loads of pens, bro. That's just all it is. Like in the modern game, yeah, what constitutes as a penalty now, yeah, never constituted as a penalty maybe 10 years ago. That's not our problem. The point is, yeah, we've got more talented players on the ball in attacking areas, so they're always gonna win penalties, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just all it is, man. Like I saw like Liverpool getting penalties, yeah, for Mo Salah like diving and bruv and getting touched and falling down theatrical like that, bro. Like he was doing that.
It up.
Yeah, we're not getting penalties like that. They're not the same kind of penalties. Our players are getting clipped, yeah. Whether or not I think it's enough contact to go down or not, it's the modern game now, bruv. Like that's just what's going on in the modern game, bro. You have to adapt, innit? But I ain't seen man diving and that and getting pens, bro. Man are getting fouled in the box. Could they stay on their feet? Maybe some of them. But bro, it's a penalty, innit?
Yeah. And but the fact is, if they stay on their feet, they don't get given the penalty. We've seen
precisely. So you have to go down. I'd encourage all of my players, yeah. If you get fouled in the box and you're not in a position where you think you can score from, go down.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And Arsenal have only had 3 penalties. Somebody just put a good comment in saying Leicester have had 10 penalties this season and nobody said anything about it. Yeah, because it ain't Man United. It ain't Liverpool. Yeah, Leicester, no, it's okay for them to get 10 penalties. You know, I guarantee if you look at the penalties Leicester have got given this season, I guarantee half of them are debatable whether he can fall down or not. And that's the thing, because it's Brendan Rodgers, because they're not a fancy team, a big team. Yeah, they're a very good team, don't get it twisted, but they're not the Liverpool or Uniteds of this world. Then people won't make such a fuss out of it. You know, and somebody put another comment in saying if people think it has to be a 2-footed tackle for it to be a pen. But
they do, though. That's what I mean. People want to differentiate between what a foul is and what a penalty is. A penalty is just a foul in the box. Yeah, that's it. You start saying, "Oh yeah, like it was soft," and that it weren't soft. It was a fucking foul, bro, and it was in the box, so it's a penalty.
Same as Tierney.
Yeah, people want people's legs to be broken before they get pens and that. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm a striker and I'm through on goal and this defender's pulling my shirt, yeah, and it's in the box, it's a penalty, bro, because you would have given it on the halfway line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
How many times do you see a player going over halfway or running away towards the centre-backs? A guy tugs his shirt and the player just stops and puts his hands up.
Yeah.
Foul. Free kick. If
that
you do that
in a box, they wouldn't give it.
You just stop and put your hands up, there ain't no way they give that as a penalty. And that's where the issue is, because there's no consistency. Just because there's a little 18-yard box, don't make it any less of a foul. You know, with that Pogba one, for me, that's a pen. He slightly tugged him, put him off balance, which is why he ended up tripping himself over. Yeah, it's a penalty. Would you see that given again next week? Probably not. But then the week after, you might.
Exactly, but that's football. You can say that against most. You can say that about most decisions. Most decisions will be given 1 week, not given 1 week, because
Yeah.
these referees have no consistency, bro. The rule book is so blurred. We don't know what's a foul, what's not a foul, what's a yellow, what's not a yellow, what's a red, what's not a red. Bro, most of this stuff's up in the air.
I wonder. I'm going to come to another comment in a second. I want to ask you about that. What do you reckon about this comment he's put up here? Greenwood or Martinelli?
It depends on what you're asking. It depends on what you're asking me, bro. If you're asking me who's the better striker, the better finisher, it's Mason all day, bro. Who's the better all-round player? From what I've seen, I think Martinelli's ridiculous. Like, his all-round game is definitely better than Mason's. You know what I mean? But Mason's definitely a better striker for me, a better finisher. So I guess it depends, innit? You know what I mean? I've watched them both, and like, Mason can get lost in games sometimes, innit? Because his all-round game isn't really there yet. It's improving. But when it comes to finishing,
yeah, put him in a penalty box. He knows where to go.
Put him in a penalty box. I'll choose him over most strikers in the Premier League. Probably only Kane and Aguero I might choose ahead of him, maybe. And that's it. Honestly, like, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he can take it with either foot, hit the corners, bro. I think he's one of the best finishers in the league. And he's probably the best finisher at our club, yeah, like, with his feet, innit? I think all-round Martial's better because Martial's better in the air, but I think with his feet, he's the best finisher at our club and he's one of the best in the league. But Martinelli's, he reminds me of like Alexis Sanchez when he was on stuff, bro. Like, energy, can dribble, can shoot. Like, he's just tenacious. He's got everything in it. Like, they're both
mate, I like Greenwood. I like Greenwood. I think he's a very good footballer. Yeah, and didn't he break a record for the quickest to 50 goals in United from coming through the academy? I think he broke. Was it Rooney's record? Not Rooney. I think
so, but not Rooney.
Not Rooney. Rooney came from fucking Everton. What am I talking
Rooney's
about?
record would it have been though at the academy? I don't know, because we don't really produce strikers. We don't really produce strikers.
Can't remember. He broke the record, whoever it was. But let me ask you about this as well, right? Because I've seen this doing the rounds. This one here, Pogba cheated, told Luke Shaw to dive. Well, we've cleared up the penalty. We don't think that's a cheat. Yeah, we think that's the blatant penalty. What do you think about that? Because I've seen that clip of him saying "go over," yeah, to Luke Shaw. I didn't watch that part of the game. I didn't actually see that happen in that part of the game. Yeah, I've just seen the clip going around, and I genuinely can't remember seeing that on the TV when I was watching the game.
Bro, context is everything. I never saw that on TV, but also, I've done that before, bro. You know the amount of times where my players have got fouled in the box and they've tried to be clever and stay up, bro, and then in the end the attack breaks down. It's a mad thing, bro. I've seen it. Like, I've got one of my players that plays for my team. I literally seen him, yeah, beat 3 guys, yeah. He's been clipped 3 times, tries to stay on his feet because he wants to score the goal so badly. I was like, bruv, even one of them challenges you go over, we get a penalty. And he tried to stay up. And then by the time he's been tripped, he's off balance and that. Keeper ends up saving his shot because he's tried to be too honest, bro. So, yeah, I'm saying Pogba was probably telling him, bruv, if you get clipped like that next time, go down because you're not going to get a foul anywhere if you don't go down. And I agree.
No, mate, listen, we used to have somebody at Arsenal, right? And somebody old a lot in the chat might know this. Dennis Bergkamp was the master of winning penalties by clicking his own heels. Yeah, that guy used to do it all the time, bruv. Yeah, nobody was talking about Bergkamp being a cheat. Yeah, Pires used to do it all the time, you know. But like now, because you've got cameras all over the pitch. But the thing with VAR for me is it's not a matter of fact, like a goal line technology. It's a matter of an opinion. And it's an opinion of somebody sat in a trailer or an office or wherever they sit, yeah? And it changes from 1 week to the next. We see Granit Xhaka against Villa get sent off for choking the guy, McGinn. A couple of games later, Chilwell did it. I can't remember who he done it against, but he done it. And it was nothing. You know, there's been decisions this season where you think, oh, that'll go to VAR. And
he had one as well with a Fred little kind of headbutt.
Yeah.
He got a yellow card, and I've seen man get sent off for it literally the day before and that.
Yeah, Pepe got sent off for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. There's no consistency with it. And for me, VAR, when I looked at that table that somebody put in a tweet the other day, and it showed how many points better off teams would be, I think there was only a couple of teams that would be worse off with VAR decisions. Yeah, and people would, oh no, that was what it was. It was people saying that Aston Villa fans were getting salty about the goal from the penalty for the Pogba one. And they shouldn't even be in the league based on VAR decisions because Sheffield United's disallowed goal. It was over the line there.
It's true. It was way over the line.
Put the table up and it showed that Villa would have got 3 or 4 points more if VAR had done its job properly over the season. So they would have stayed up anyway. You know, and for me, it evens itself out over the season anyway, bruv. Whether it's VAR or whether it's the ref's decisions or whatever. People can say it don't. Ultimately, 9 times out of 10, you'll win some, you'll lose some, innit? You know, when we played you at Old Trafford, Aubameyang scored, your whole team had stopped. Yeah. And he chipped the keeper, went to VAR, and he weren't offside.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that was without VAR...
I was behind that goal as well, bro. I was behind the goal when he scored that, bro. And the whole stadium just froze. And I thought that it was going to be disallowed because everyone stopped on the pitch. But then VAR showed it wasn't offside. So yeah, that's a mad thing, bro. I remember being in the stadium. That's the worst thing about VAR, bro. When you're in the stadium and something like that happens, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I feel like they need to do it a little bit better. I know they come up on the big screen saying checking VAR, possible red card, possible offside, whatever. But I feel like they need to do a bit more. If they're going to use it, which they clearly are now, it's not going to disappear anytime soon. They need to keep the fans in the ground. Obviously, they're not there now, but they need to keep them in the loop. And like when I see it on TV, it's weird because they never show you, like on an offside, for example, right? They've obviously got all this technology. They show you as it's going diagonally across the screen from top corner to bottom corner. Why don't they tilt that and pull it so you can see the line straight down the middle rather than having it tilt? Yeah, because some angles it will look offside. And again, it's a matter of opinion, not fact.
But also with the offsides, they said that it had to be a part of the body you could score from. Score with, and now they're giving people offsides for like armpits and hands and stuff and elbows, bro. I've seen it all. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's what it shows you. These men changed the rule to suit themselves.
No, it's true, man. Big up to Brandon. Thanks for your donation, man. 600 people watching live already. Thank you very much. Do smash the likes up. Do subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Rant's. His channel is in the title. Blue little hyperlink in there. Click on it. It'll take you straight to his channel right now. It won't leave the stream. But you can go and sub. How can I contact you to sort the show out? Bruv, DM me on Insta. DM me on Insta, Lee Gunner 82. But yeah, man, I think just coming back to whether you can win a title. Yeah, and what you were saying about like you've seen it all before and stuff like that. Bruv, the one thing I'll say here, yeah, is that Liverpool ain't been great this season, and they have only lost 1 game. But the fact that you're sat there after 16 games with the most wins shows you how good your squad is. And Donny van de Beek's barely played. You've got Bruno in there.
And Pogba hasn't been starting.
Yeah. Pogba's a good footballer. We all know this, yeah. And we've said this on many shows. Like, you need to pick your best midfield and stick with it. Fred's been decent this season. I've really liked watching him this season. Yeah. And I think you can push him all the way. And I think that Tottenham will still be there or thereabouts because this season so far has been like just the weirdest season, bruv. Like everyone's slapping up everyone. You know, no one's really run away with it. There's that big bunch of teams on 29 points. Then you got a load on 26. Then you got us on 23. And if somebody puts a consistent run of 4, 5, 6 straight wins together, all of a sudden they're gone.
But that's what I said about Man City. I still think that they're the team in this league that can go 5 games, 5 wins. Because everyone talks about this unbeaten thing. I don't care about going unbeaten in the league for X amount of games, bro. It's about winning. The reason why Liverpool aren't further away is because they've drawn too many games. And that's what it is. Because United, exactly, they've drawn too many. Now I'm saying that, and even us, we've probably drawn too many. I haven't seen the table. I haven't seen the table in terms of wins, losses, and draws. But one thing I know is, we've won the most games, but we're not clear on top. And that's probably because we've drawn too many.
Let me have a look at the table. I think you've drawn 3. I might be wrong, but I know they've definitely drawn 6.
Exactly, they've drawn 6, bro. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
There you go. Yeah, you've drawn 3, lost 3. You've scored 4 goals less than them, conceded
there
4 more.
We've drawn 3 and lost 3. These men have drawn 6, and we're on the same points. So that tells you draws aren't beneficial, bro. Sometimes you're better off losing the game and winning your next one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Because them man have drawn 6, yeah? Man are saying, oh, only 1 loss, but you're the same points as us. So then ones you drew, you might as well have lost and won the one after.
And the goal difference is an 8-goal swing. It's +8 in their favour, which isn't a lot after 16 games, really.
Yeah.
It is, but it ain't. If you go and slap a couple of teams up 4-5 and they don't, and they get 1-0s, 2-0s, all of a sudden you're clawing them back real quick, isn't you? Leicester City, in fact, they're level on wins with you after their win yesterday, but they've played a game more. But they're on what? They're on a point behind you lot. Yeah, they're on 32.
I mean, the draws are what kill you guys. You know them. The draws are
well,
what
they've lost 5 games, Leicester, and they're 1 point off top.
You see what I mean? It's the draws that kill you. You're better off losing, bro. Lose and then win the next one. Swear down. Because that's just what it is. When you look at it, yeah, you need to win 1 game, yeah, to get 3 games worth of draws, the same points.
Yeah,
so what's
that's true.
So if you draw 3, you get 3 points. You could have lost 2 and won 1.
No, that's fact. That's facts, mate. And the thing is as well, I don't know your fixtures that are coming up, but I know you've got us coming up in February, I think. Let me pick it out quick. So you've got Man City in the Cup on the 6th. That's Wednesday. That's tomorrow.
Bro.
Yeah, that's Wednesday. 2 days.
Wednesday even, 2 days.
Then you got Watford in the FA Cup. Then you got Burnley. You should beat Burnley. That's your game in hand.
Our game in hand, yeah.
Then you've got Liverpool. Wow, 17th for this month.
That's a 6-pointer, bro. And the Burnley one's important because Burnley are going to park the bus. If we get past Burnley like we're supposed to, that's when a part of me inside is going to start. It's going to start to think, you know what, we might be onto something. Because Burnley are the type of team that we struggle against. Sit back, similar to what Wolves did. You know what I mean? And we are fortunate to beat them. And if we get over the line against Burnley as well, get the full 3 points. Because Burnley are going to sit back, they're going to stifle us, they're going to make it ugly. If we beat them, that's when I'm starting to look at this thing like, yo, we might actually be in it. We might actually be in it. And then if we beat Liverpool, then that's when man can start dreaming, because you know them ones.
Mate, if you beat Liverpool as well, it's at Anfield, isn't it? No, yeah, it's at Anfield. Yeah. That's a Super Sunday in a couple of weeks. Mate, that is a massive game. I think you'll beat Burnley. I think you'll do them quite comfortably. You know, I think although they're on a bit of a rampage at the minute and they're getting some points on the board, that might be their downfall. The fact that they might get a little bit above their station and try and play football. Yeah, and they have got some good players, Burnley. They're not loads, but they have got a couple of good players there. And they beat you at Old Trafford last season, didn't they? I think it was Jay Rodriguez scored a screamer in that game.
Wasn't that the draw? Or did we actually lose that? I thought we drew with Burnley 2-2.
Oh, it might have been a draw. I'm sure
I'm not sure where that was though.
Jay Rodriguez scored an absolute banger in that game past De Gea, yeah, from about 30 yards out. But they are a bit of a weird team, Burnley, because like you said, they can sit and park the bus and then just try and be physical and get corners and free kicks and be physical in the box. Yeah, Burnley won 2-0 apparently.
Lord have mercy, nah. Burnley at OT, you know, like that. It's a mad thing, bro. See what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, like your games that are coming up. This is where your manager now has to earn his crust, because you've got Man City in that semi, yeah, and that's a one-legged tie. It's not 2 legs anymore, is it? I'm sure it's only one leg.
It's one-legged. Man is saying the 2-2 was the year before. That's what, bruv. You see, when you're traveling to these games, bro, it all seems like the same thing, bro. You know them as you don't know years what blood. You know them. All I know is Ollie was in charge. You know,
and like the thing is, especially traveling all the way up to away games as well. Like for you, every game's a fucking away game unless you're playing London teams, bro. Yeah,
it's true, bruv.
So like by the time you've done all the traveling, yeah, like you get back, you do a bit of work, and then you're off again to the next game.
Yeah, you don't even know what the games are in. It's all just a blur to me, fam. Like literally.
Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, this is where Ollie's got to earn his money now, because you've got Man City on Wednesday. That's a chance to get to a final, bruv. Yeah, so that has to be game management 100. You've got to get to that final. Do you know what I'm saying? And Man City, I watched them yesterday against Chelsea. Bruv, they looked like they were back on it. And De Bruyne, Gundogan, he was quality Gundogan yesterday. And, the way he was spinning people up was just a joke. And then obviously De Bruyne as well. He looked back to his best yesterday at times. But then after that, you got Watford. You could possibly go with a lesser team in that. But you have to win that game on Wednesday, brother. Get to a final. That gets the confidence levels up. You then slap up Burnley, and all of a sudden it's a head-to-head with Liverpool. And if you can somehow go to Anfield and become the first team to beat them in 3 calendar years.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That's when everyone can start start actually thinking, yo, this thing might be legit. I think these next few games will tell me a lot.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then after that, you've got Fulham, Sheffield United, Fulham away, Sheffield United at home, and then you've got us at the Emirates. Then, blimey, after that, you've then got Southampton at home and Everton at home as well. So both at Old Trafford. So that little run of fixtures there is kind of hard, man. From Liverpool, Fulham, Sheffield United, Arsenal, Southampton, Everton. That's a tough little run. And then the Europa League kicks back in after the West Brom game. But yeah, you got some tough games. Man City,
and then the Europa League coming back as well is then going to give us extra games, added stress. Do you know what I mean? On top of what we're doing, less rest time. Going to have to rotate a bit more. It's going to be interesting. You know what I mean?
I'm just looking at your second leg against Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, you have Chelsea, and then after that, you got City, both away.
You see this Europa League thing, bro? Like once the Europa League kicks in, that's going to be another hurdle that we have to overcome. Do you know what I mean? So there's loads of little hurdles. I think we've started well. I think actually the fixtures haven't been too bad for us, if I'm going to be real, because like we lost to Crystal Palace at home, probably should have beat them. The games that we've lost this season, most of them we probably should have won on paper. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Definitely the tougher games are ahead of us, but I can't not be confident, with the fact that we're getting over the line now. You know what I mean? So
that's the thing, you're grinding them out now. You grind them out. I watched a bit of the Wolves game. Watched the second half of that game, and you just knew there was going to be one more big chance in that game. Yeah, and then Rashford bang.
When it came, I didn't. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was too late in the game. I thought the game was dead.
No, I thought there was going to be another chance. I didn't know who for, but I knew there'd be another chance in that game. And then I see Rashford go clear, and I was like, he's offside, bruv. Yeah, and then he scored, and then they checked it, and he was well onside. I was like, wow.
I was exactly the same. That's why I was mad hesitant in celebrating the goal, because I was sure he was offside. You know them. I say, when you see a player that clear of everyone, you think he's got to be off.
Yep.
He's got to be, especially that late in the game. You know what I mean? I'm thinking he's got to be offside, bruv. You know what I mean? So even when it went in, I was kind of like, have we won this? Do you know what I mean? I wasn't sure. I was not sure, and it would have been just like me to jump up and down, and then man get clipped and that. Like that.
All the time. Happens all the time. And this is the problem with VAR and that, isn't it? Yeah, it's taken away a bit of the excitement now, because you're jumping around thinking you've scored, and then VAR ruled it out 3 minutes later, and it's like, oh, look, a prick now. But just to answer Gunner Media, Thursday, 7:00, mate, members stream. Make sure you are smashing the likes up as well. YouTube comments have stopped coming through on StreamYard for some reason. Are you finding this as well?
Yeah, it happened to me once, and then it just came back in the middle of the stream.
Yeah, it's been happening to me a lot, mate. They're popping up, and then they disappear, and then 25 minutes later they come back again. So listen, if I can't see your comments, I'll have to flip to a different screen in a minute, because there's loads of comments coming on YouTube. But make sure you smash the likes up. Not even 200 likes. That's abysmal. Where's the rats at? Nor at the likes. And make sure you follow Rance's channel as well. The link is in the title, so just click it; it'll take you straight there. Let's move on to my dead club. we done the business, bruv, in the snowy Midlands. Kieran Tierney, bruv. I've been saying this since we signed him. That boy has got to be captain of this football club. He is an absolute gem, and his goal was sick. His work rate was sick. His crossing is just a joke, and Lacazette got a brace. He's promoted back to the French Benteke from the French Darius Vassell now.
Darius. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, bruv. Benteke scores braces away from home. He done it the other day. So I thought, Lacazette ain't done that for time, bruv. We're demoting him to Vassell. So yeah, he's back again. He's moving back on up now, mate. So yeah. And Aubameyang dropping another 0 out of 10. But what have you made of Aubameyang, man? What do you think it is with that guy? Do you think it's the money, or?
I don't think it's the money. I always thought he was limited. That's why I've never really rated him very highly. Like, he's a goal scorer, but that's all he is. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know that sounds weird, because in today's game, people only care about stats, innit? So when I say he's only a goal scorer, people will say, yeah, but goals are the hardest thing to do in the game. No, they're not, bro. The hardest thing to do in football is to create the chances, bro. Do you know what I mean? Scoring the goals is the easy part, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the credit when people score goals needs to go to the person that's created the chance. Most of the time when goals are scored, players are not creating their own chances. Like Aubameyang's not a player that creates his own chances and scores. It creates his own goals. He's very reliant on the people around him to put him in situations where he can score goals. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not happening now. So because of that, he's not scoring. But I knew what he was. He's not the kind of player that's going to pick up the ball, like skin two people and slap it in the top bins. He's never been that kind of player. So if he's not scoring, it's to do with what's around him. You know what I mean? That's what it's to do with. And it was the same with Lukaku as well, our team. The reason why Lukaku wasn't bagging in the second season is because the people that were around him didn't suit his strengths. Lukaku's got a lot of weaknesses, but one thing he does do is if he gets enough chances, he will score goals for you.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. Lukaku's goal scoring record's ridiculous.
And that's what I put Lukaku and Aubameyang in the same bracket. Yeah. They're the same kind of players. They rely on the service, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this guy said, he's an elite finisher, but he's not elite at anything else. And
that's a now. I can't even see that comment, bro. But YouTube comments are back now. But that's spot on because he can't dribble, bruv. Yeah, he can't dribble. He never wins a header. The geezer's like 6 foot tall. Never wins a header. He's got no hold up play. He's not physical enough. But you put him in and around the penalty box, his movement's ridiculous, and he'll score goals. But the problem we've had with him this season is that he's been playing mostly at left wing back. Bro, it's a joke. I see a heat map the other week, about 2 weeks ago, of his average position on the pitch this season, and it is literally left wing back. Yeah, that's not where I want to see my striker. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace, bruv. Yeah, and like I do feel kind of sorry for him because the system's fucking him up a little bit.
It is.
Yeah, but at the same time, you've got to do more. You're the captain of this football club.
But what if you can't do more because you ain't got it in your locker? That's why I feel sorry for him. It's the same with Rom. When Rom wasn't bagging for us, yeah, like it was mad. It was mad, bro. Like he wasn't scoring and it was peak. Then you started to see all the flaws in his game because he wasn't scoring. But when he's scoring, everyone overlooked it. And that's the thing. Everyone's looking at what Aubameyang's not doing now because he's not scoring.
That's true. When I look at Aubameyang, yeah, like last season, I think we're still playing a very similar system to last season. We're opening up a little bit more now. But last season we were a little bit more compact. We were 5 at the back. People say it's 3. It's not. It's 5. It's 5 defenders. You know. But the difference is he was getting one chance and burying it. Yeah. This season he's getting that one chance and missing. Yeah. And I think that's where people are taking issue with him. Like I like Aubameyang. I think, like you said, he's a limited footballer, but he's a top class, world class goal scorer. But he's not a world class footballer. Yeah. And the problem we've got is playing him on the left wing for me. That ain't good enough, and especially now we've got Saka and Martinelli firing as well. We've got Smith Rowe doing well. He scored. He was on it. He set Saka up for his goal at the weekend. Lovely goal, man. That was like watching Arsenal under Wenger at times, bro. Yeah, nice little pass and move, little one touches and that. But now we've got them on fire. Why not put him up front? But then the problem you have is Lacazette's bagged 5 goals in his last 4 games. So it's about
Lacazette's all-round game is better than Aubameyang's. That's the reason why he starts ahead of him.
No, it's true. Yeah, that is true. Listen, he can hold the ball up. He can't dribble, I don't think, so much. Yeah, and his pace.
But he backs into people, like he protects the ball. You know what I mean? And he just brings people into play. And he can finish, but I think he's a confidence player, like I said, bro. Like some of the finishes he scored are ridiculous, bro. He scored some insane goals, but he doesn't consistently score that level of goal. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like he can pull that out his back pocket.
He's a run type player. He'll go on a little run and then he won't score for time. Then he'll go on another little run. Whereas Aubameyang, I think this is the longest run he's been without consistently banging. Like I know he scored against Southampton, but I think this is the worst drought he's had in his career. Yeah. So now the manager's got to do his job and say, look, I don't care that you're captain, you're dropped. Yeah, he's got to drop him. I said this on my watch along the other day. Maybe just tell him go on holiday for a couple of weeks and have a break, relax, get your head back together. Because
sometimes that's the best way to manage a player. Take him out.
I looked at him at the weekend, bruv. Yeah, and Willian came on and shanked a shot. Right, it came off his shin or his knee or something. Right, Aubameyang 6 yards out, and he just stuck his leg out and diverted it over the bar or into the keeper or whatever. I think it was over the bar. Aubameyang on top form. That's in the back of the net. Yeah, Aubameyang against Brighton when he pinged one straight at the keeper. from about 3 yards out. That's in the back of the net last season, and that's where the managers have got to earn their money.
That also comes down to confidence of a player. Sometimes it's confidence, sometimes it's form. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you're not in form, yeah, and you're a goal scorer, if you're not scoring goals, you ain't no use to your team, bro. And that's why I love Martial. Like, people stick it on Martial, yeah, they're getting onto him this season. But bro, even when he's not being confident in front of goal, he's contributing. He's still getting assists. He's winning penalties. He's playing key passes. He's holding up the ball. He's bringing people into the game. That's the thing. When you've got complete footballers or more well-rounded players, even when they're not informed, they offer something. Strikers like Lukaku, strikers like Aubameyang, if they're not scoring, they don't offer shit, bro. And that's the problem. And strikers always have barren spells in their career. It always happens. But your team can't be carrying you for 10 games, bruv, because you ain't contributing. That's madness.
And that's what we're doing. It's easy to get away with it against West Brom and Brighton. When we're coming up against the likes of Southampton, Man United and other teams, you can't be getting away with that. And there's no coincidence that we slapped up Chelsea without Aubameyang. Yeah, because we had Martinelli running around doing bits. Yeah, pressuring the goalkeeper, tracking back, dribbling, running with the ball. Chelsea were poor, don't get it twisted. But I think it was a bit of us being good and then being crap. Yeah, when you're playing Brighton, yeah, cool, we got away with that one because they kind of threw a few shots at us at the end. But West Brom, he was lucky that they're so shit and we played really well, because in a bigger game, he would have done exactly what you said. He would have been he was a passenger, bruv. He did nothing, absolutely nothing. And the thing for me with him is like, you know, just because he's captain, he shouldn't be exempt from criticism. You know, he don't look like he cares, bruv, like at the moment. And I'm sure he does. But at the same time, I'm sure he's looking at Lacazette thinking, boy, this boy's scoring all the goals. I'm kind of gel here. Even though he's a team player and he's happy for the team, on a personal level, he'll want to get all the goals. Do you know what I'm saying? So
I get that, but the problem I have with that,
the
problem I have with that, people saying that about Aubameyang's body language has always been the same. The only difference is before he was scoring and now he's not. So now people notice it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I say about certain players, yeah? And I think that in this country, there's a culture where, you know what, if he's not playing well, at least he's working hard. If a certain player looks like they're not working hard, people want to get onto them. But if they're scoring and they're playing well and it looks like they're not working hard, it's not a problem. Like, I see the same thing at my club with Martial. That people say, oh, right, he's lazy and this, that, and the other, bruv. Even though he covers more ground than a lot of the other players on the team, but they'll say, oh, he doesn't look like he's interested. Same with Pogba at times. They say, oh, he doesn't look like he's interested because he's not running around 2-footing people, yeah, when it's not going his way. But that's just not his character, bro. Same with Aubameyang. Like, his personality on the pitch isn't to run, shut down people, lunging in and tackles, running the line. That's not his style of play, and he's never going to be that kind of player. So if things aren't going well for him, you shouldn't expect him to play like that. Like, you should just know that, yo, this isn't because he don't care. This is just who he is. Same with Ozil. You're never going to see Ozil running around tearing people down and getting yellow cards and that. Like, if it's not going well for him, it just looks horrible, innit? Like, it's just horrible on the eye because it looks like man don't care, but he does care. He does care. He just doesn't know how he plays.
No, mate, I see a stat. It was his 100th game in the Premier League, that West Brom game. He's bagged 57 goals, 13 assists. That's not a bad record at all, bruv. Yeah, that's more than 1 in 2. And 13 assists chucked in as well. Yeah, which, listen, assists can be scuffed left, right, and centre to whatever you want them to be. But goals, 57% of the games he's played, he's done something. The problem I have is when it's the other 43%. That's where I get an issue with him, because he don't do anything. If he don't score, he does nothing. And I'm not saying I want him out. I think he's quality, bruv. But I feel like
this is why, Lee, when he's not scoring, you take him out the team. It's that simple. If I had a player that I knew the only thing he could guarantee me was goals and his all-round play lacked, as soon as he stopped scoring, I'm taking him out the team and putting in someone else that gives me something else. Which is why I said I understood why Arteta put Aubameyang on the left, because he's got no link play. And in that system with one up front, yeah, if you want to play through the midfield, you need someone that can play with their back to goal, which is exactly the reason why Lukaku couldn't do the one up front job on his own in the United system, because we don't put crosses in. They wanted to play it into him for him to hold it and link it. It didn't work with him. Do you know what I mean? It worked with Zlatan. It didn't work with Lukaku because Lukaku ain't got the feet. And this is what it is. Aubameyang don't have the feet. So if he's not scoring, you can't rely on him to play down the middle and at least link the play like what Martial does for us or Firmino does for Liverpool. When their men are not scoring goals, they're still contributing to their team.
Yep.
Like Aubameyang's not. So if he's not scoring goals, sit him on the bench.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He is a victim of our system. That's the problem. He's a victim of the system because when he was at Dortmund, he was playing down the middle. But Dortmund set up a system where he didn't have to be the link man. He didn't have to hold the play up. They played him in between the centre backs, in between or over the top, down the wings, and he could cut inside and ping them in. We don't do that. And 9 times out of 10, when we play a team, they want to park the bus. So there's nowhere for him to run in behind. So he's a victim of our system and a victim of the system most teams play against us. Yeah. The fact that he still scored 57 goals in 100 games, I think is pretty decent. But this is where you've now got to earn your money as a coach and as a manager and find something that fits him and fits the team for every team we play against. And if that means that some games we have to drop him, then so be it, man, because Martinelli can dribble past 2 or 3 men. This guy can't. Yeah, when Johnny Evans caught him up last season, bruv, I realised he weren't as quick as people were telling me. Johnny Evans caught him up, bruv, yeah? And he was 5 yards behind him and he caught him up. And I'm like, boy, that ain't right. And it weren't like Aubameyang was slowing down. He was still full tilt. Yeah, when I see somebody like Bukayo Saka, who I wanted to come on to in a minute, yeah, when I see somebody like Bukayo Saka leaving people for dead, and I see Tierney leaving people for dead, I'm thinking, bloody hell, like Tierney's rapid over 5 yards, 5, 10 yards.
That's all you need in football. People think that you need to be a 100-meter sprinter. You just need to be quick over 5, 10 yards just to show someone a clean pair of heels, innit? And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Tierney at the weekend, right? He does this thing where, I don't know if you've seen it, but he goes to feint inside, but then he flicks the ball around to the left of the guy. They're not the particular goal I'm on about, but he does it for crossing, yeah? So he'll feint to go inside, then he'll flick the ball with his left around the guy on the left, and then he'll run and flip it straight in the box. But that little 5-yard burst that he's done leaves 9 times out of 10 everyone for dead.
Yeah, it's just that little drop of the shoulder just to create half a yard to get the ball at his feet. It's mad. And when you've got the pace, you can do that. Do you know what I mean? And that's all you need in football. Like, you need 10 yards, bruv. Like, even when I was playing, they used to do your 10 meter time, 20 meter and 30 meters. We never used to run more than 30 meters because a football pitch is 100 meters. Like, man are not running the length of the pitch ever in a game, bruv. Not a full tilt. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're quick over 10 meters, 20 meters, you're nice, bro.
Exactly.
Like, you're nice, bro.
Comment real quick. You're so fake. At the start of the season, you said Aubameyang was the best signing of the summer. Just be a real fan and stick with him. What's a real fan? Well, just playing with him and letting him stink it out every week because he's the captain.
Well, man, just gonna ignore that he's not playing well. You can't ignore someone's not playing well because they're a good player. Like, that's not being a real fan. That's just being biased to the point and not being objective. Like, everyone goes through runs of bad form. You know what I mean? I've seen loads of players at my club go through runs of bad form, and you have to hold your hands up and say they're not playing well or they haven't been. Do you know what I mean? I've seen Martial go through a goal drought, and he's one of my favorite players at my football club, but his finishing hasn't been up to scratch. Luckily, his all-round game's been good enough that at least I can see a light at the end of the tunnel for him. Now, I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel for Aubameyang right now. He just needs goals. Goals are his confidence. Goals are his currency. If he's not scoring goals, he offers nothing.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, I'm not saying that I want Aubameyang gone. I'm not even cussing Aubameyang. I'm just pointing out facts. He's been crap. And I even said 2 minutes ago, he must have joined late, that fella. I even said he's a victim of the system that we play. But anyway, allow him. Over 1,000 people watching. Do smash the likes up through the roof. Come on, Rat Army, assemble. And make sure you subscribe to Rance's channel as well. The link is in the title of the video. I'm going to ask you about Saka. He's the flavour of the month for Arsenal at the moment.
He's one hell of a footballer.
I gave him a 10. Him and Tierney got 10 out of 10 at the weekend.
Bro, he's one hell of a player, bro. He's my cup of tea, bro. Like, that's my kind of footballer, bro. Do you know what I mean? Does the simple things well, does the simple things consistently, good football IQ, nice bit of pace. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously the left foot just makes everything look a bit sexier. You know them ones. Like, bro, he's got it all. Like, for me, now he's a top player, man. He's a top footballer, bro. Like, it's mad, isn't it? It's actually mad watching him play. Like, he plays with a maturity, yeah. like much greater than his years. Like he plays like he's a vet, 30, 31-year-old, like knows when to play, knows when to hold the ball, when to pop it off first time, when to dribble. Like, bruv, he just knows, bruv, this is my kind of player, man. Like, my kind of player completely, bro. Like, and that's why when people that support my team are like, don't understand why I get frustrated and I'm not really a fan of players like Rashford, it's because I like players like Saka, bro. And I like players like Pulisic. Them kind of players that, yeah, they've got pace and that.
Players, man.
They've got pace, yeah, but also they're intelligent on the ball, bro. Like, they don't just kick it and run, bro. Like, they play football with their head up. They know what's around them, bro. Like, I remember the other day, I saw a Saka assist, and it was in the Europa League when he was bursting down the left-hand side, and he's got his head up and he's picked the ball up, but he's actually cut it back to the edge of the box. And I'm thinking, bruv, you're at the crowded penalty area. Most players head down, whips it into the area, and Saka's just had a peep up, and he's just played a little reverse ball back towards the penalty spot. Do you know what I mean? And you lot have scored from that. And I was like, yo, this kid, at the beginning, I thought he couldn't have seen that man because the pass was too good. I'm thinking maybe he's cut it back. And then I've looked, and he's actually looked over his shoulder before he's played the pass. And I said, this guy is fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Because you know what the master stroke is, and I'm going to give Arteta some props for this as well. Yeah, this kid has played 7 positions this season under this manager. Yeah, 7 positions, bruv. Right. The one thing I'll say here, and I will give Arteta credit for this, he's put him on the right wing the last 2 or 3 games. Yeah, I think it was Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, Brighton, West Brom, bruv. He has been absolutely unplayable on the right wing. Yeah, and I see a couple of people in the chat saying he's ended Pepe's career. Yeah.
Oh, he might have.
He probably has if he carries on. If he carries on like that, Pepe's out of here, mate. I think Pepe will be gone in the summer anyway. But do you know what I like about him, right? And I've said that I think he's gone a little bit backwards under this manager. And the reason I say that is because last season he was whipping him in from left side constantly. Like them levels of performances the last 2 games, he was giving us that 8 out of 10 games last season. What I want to see now is him doing that for the next.
I think that's because he's been moved around too much. I don't think that that's got anything to do with his ability. I think that the fact he's been moved around so much is actually because the manager doesn't have all the players he wants. It's testament to the ability because he's so young. You don't normally move young kids around like that, but because he's so good, you can play him left wing back. You could play him in the 10. You could play him on the right. You could play him on the left. He's just a top player, bro. And I think that once your manager starts to get more players in, I think you're going to see him playing in a more consistent position. I like him on the wing, innit? And I like him in the 10 as well. But I think that right wing for him, because he's so intelligent with his passing and he plays with his head up, I think that he'll get a lot of goals there.
The way I see him play at the weekend, bruv, is exactly how I want to see him play. Gets the ball, driving forward, step overs, but he's not just doing step overs for the sake of step overs. He's doing it and beating his man every time. And like you said, then he's got the vision and the quality of pass to actually pick someone out. The goal against Brighton was, I think it was him picking. I think it was him. It was, wasn't it? It was him that picked out Lacazette.
Is that the goal I'm talking about?
Yeah, where he bent it around Lewis Dunk into the back of the net. Yeah, I think it was Saka. I think that was the game.
Yeah, when Saka found Lacazette on the edge of the box.
The penalty spot, edge of the box.
Yeah. Bro, that was sick. And you know what? You know the amount of wide players and like even guys that watch my channel and they see like everyone's comparing Saka and Mason and that, bro. The reason why I compare man more to Rashford and players like that is because you see when you play wide and you're an attacking player, Saka's not a striker. He's not a striker, so you can't compare him to that. And you see when you're wide, and you're playing, coming in on your stronger foot, unintelligent players, just cut in and shoot all the time. They don't cut in and get their head up. They never do it, bro. And that's why I say that Rashford plays better on the right-hand side because he has to play with his head up. Because he can't just cut in and shoot because he don't want to come in on his left foot. So he actually has to play the game not looking at his feet. And that's why, like, a lot of his better performances this season have actually been on the right-hand side. When he's on the left, every time he isolates a defender one-on-one, he just wants to cut in and shoot. Whereas Saka will take a man down the line, get his head up, and pick out a pass. Do you know what I mean? And I think that shows the maturity and just the football intelligence, the level. It's just different, bro. And you can't coach that.
No, it's true.
You can't coach that.
This comment from Chris. Big up to everyone who is watching. Make sure you're slapping the likes up. Subscribe to Rants. Subscribe to me as well. Rants' link is in the title. Saka's weak foot is so good. Saka's actually very good with his weak foot. Yeah, very good. And he can go both ways. And that's why, maybe like you said, the fact that because he's so versatile, that's probably why he has played 7 different positions this season. But when I watched him at the weekend, the way he was doing these little double step overs in the box and little dropping his shoulder and bro, he was twisting people up for fun. It was just laughable. Bro, he was just like a prime Ronaldinho at the weekend, and that's not even.
His feet are mad, and because he's so small as well. Saka must be like 5'7" or something. He's tiny.
Yeah, he's little, man. Yeah, he's only tiny.
And he's got great balance. Do you know what I mean? And he just goes past, he glides past people, man. Like, he's a joy to watch, man. Like, he's an absolute gem, innit? Like, you lot tying him down was a masterstroke, because there was loads of talk of him potentially getting snapped up by someone else. I think he got to the last year of his contract or something like that.
Yeah, last 6 months he got down to. Same
his football intelligence is mad. That's what I associate with young players, like playing for Arsenal in the Wenger days. You know them ones in the Wenger days, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the way Jack Wilshere used to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just reminds me of that, bro. Like, good on the ball, low center of gravity, good decision making. Do you know what I mean? You very rarely see Saka, oh, he's overran it, or it's the wrong pass, or he didn't get his head up, or he's overhit the pass. Everything he does with a certain level of consistency. Do you know what I mean? And that shows his overall level of quality, bro.
No, I agree, man. I agree. How much is Saka worth? Says PE.
He just signed a new deal and he's young. He's gonna cost like 60 M's, bro.
Yeah, he's on about a 5.5 year deal, bro. That's 60 million all day long.
Yeah, easy doing. Right,
being that good at football.
Saka's my height. He looks tiny, bro. It's because these footballers, if they're saying he's 178, that's my height. It's because these footballers are flipping. These footballers are flipping massive these days, bro. Everyone's over 6 foot these days. It's mad.
Bro, it was funny, right? When he set that goal up the other day for Laka, and he was running away from the guy. I think the guy is, what's his name? Something Dunn. I think he's about 6'5", bro. It was funny because the guy looked like he was running in treacle, bro, trying to catch him. It was funny. It's like he's running in quicksand and getting pulled out. It was like it's slow motion, man. Proper funny. But yeah, Saka's sick, bro. I remember when we had him like last season, we played Newcastle, and he had 2 men down the wing, and he's done the left. Yeah, and he's got 2 men in front of him. Bruv, he just nutmegged one, bounced through the middle and set up Pepe for a goal.
Yeah, but man saying that Dunk is 6'7", though. You know them ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Mad thing. Well, there you go, innit? Like, I'm 5'10", bro. Like, they're saying Saka's 5'10". You know what I'm saying?
5'10".
Yeah. They're saying he's 5'10". He looks a lot smaller than that on TV. I think
I'm
that's
like 5'11", so he's what?
Yeah. I think that's wrong, you know. I think that's wrong. I think Saka's shorter than
that. There's no way that guy's 5'10".
One thing about Wikipedia and that, these men lie about people's height all the time, bro. You know, because you'll Google it and it will say, oh, so and so is this tall. You know what I mean? It's just like Floyd Mayweather, like. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been with Floyd Mayweather when I went to the McGregor Mayweather press conference and that, bro. That man say that Floyd Mayweather's 5'8", yeah. He ain't even that tall, bro. On God, because I'm 5'10" and he was more than 2 inches shorter than me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. Like,
yeah, I'd say he's about 5'7".
They say that Floyd's like 5'9" or something like that. They say Floyd's around 5'9" and that. I reckon he's like 5'7", blood. You know that man. Saka looks about 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
He does not look 5'10", bro. Because Bruno Fernandes is around. Bruno's around 5'10", 5'11", yeah. And he looks a bit taller than Saka. Saka looks like little, bro. Like, I'm not hearing that.
Tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not hearing this 5'10" thing. Not at all. Because that's around Martial's height, bro. And Martial is definitely taller than Saka.
FIFA 21 are saying he's 5'10" as well.
Yeah, that's lies, bro.
Yeah, they're blagging it. If he's 5'10", bro, that's a madness because he looks like a midget on TV.
Yeah, it's not real, bro. I swear down. A lot of these football things, they say that they're taller than they are, bro. Like, even Tierney as well looks around 5'10". Do you know what I mean? I don't know how tall he is, but he looks around that height. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's taller than Kieran Tierney. Surely not.
No, I don't think so.
See, man saying he's 5'7". That's more realistic.
Yeah, 5'7", 5'8", I could imagine. But 5'10", nah, man. Nah, he does look tiny on TV. Although saying that, a lot of players look a little bit smaller on TV than they actually are, innit? Like,
I don't know. No, I don't know. You know, I think a lot of players look bigger on TV. Like, obviously, when you go to games and you see the size of people, like for instance, like when I saw Ashley Young, yeah, he looks like a pepperami in real life, bruv. He's about 5 stone or something. Like when you see him, he's tiny, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. It's a mad thing.
Yeah, see, Laka looks small on TV.
And Laka's about 5'10", isn't he?
Yeah, Laka's 5'10". There's no way Saka's the same height as him. I don't believe
Laka's got to be shorter than Lacazette, bro. He has to be, bro.
see
Even if you just compare players, yeah, to the players on your team, Lacazette is around my height. Similar height, similar build, yeah, and he's taller than Lacazette's taller than him.
Definitely. Yeah, I need to see picture of them two side by side, bruv.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
He's not taller than Laka, man. But nah, bro, he's a proper player, innit, Saka. Like he's a man. I can't see any weaknesses in his game.
No, do you know what, right? It was funny because we were watching the game against Brighton the other day, and I was doing the watch along, and my boy Chig is from Nigeria, yeah, and obviously Saka's Nigerian, like English Nigerian, yeah. And I said, I went for a cigarette. I come back and said, I just see a stat because I was saying through the first half that was the real poor watch that game. We were shocking in that game, yeah. And I come back at half time. I said, Saka gave the ball away more than any player on the pitch in the first half. Yeah, Jig was getting on to me going, yeah, what's your problem with Saka, bruv? I said, I ain't got no problem with Saka. I'm just giving you the stats, innit? Yeah, and then when Saka did the madness to set up Lacazette, he was going, what are you saying about Saka, bruv? It's like, people get it twisted. I said 2 months ago, Saka's regressed under this manager. I think he has. I genuinely do. Like, the last 2 games, I think he's been superb, yeah? Maybe 3 games if you throw the Chelsea one in. But, bruv, this was a regular thing last season, like under Emery and then early days of Arteta. Then as soon as he signed the deal, this season, I think he's been pretty average until the last 2 or 3 games. And then he's just gone up a level. So hopefully that right wing now is his position. And we can see him carry on doing that because, like I said, it's easier to do it against West Brom and twist Kieran Gibbs up and switch centre back than it is to twist up Tellez or someone like that, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, hopefully he can carry on doing it because he is going to be a proper baller if he carries on. Just before we wrap this up, we'll do about another 3 minutes or so. There's nearly 1,200 in the building. Smash the likes up, man. Come on, we got nowhere near enough likes. 336 is shocking. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you follow Rance's channel. The title, it's got it in there. It's got a blue hyperlink. Click on it. Takes you straight there. And you don't even need to leave the stream. What's your schedule for the rest of the day or week or whatever? When you on next?
6:30 tonight because Liverpool play at 8. So my show that was at 7:30 is going off at 6:30 tonight. With James Redmond, Scouser, and KG Leeds fan. So we're just gonna wrap up their games, talk about the football, and then tomorrow's show with Turkish and that, bruv. And then I think United play on Wednesday. So it's a busy week as usual, man. So I got one more show for today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I went on Hamiz's channel last night. That boy's funny, man. He's a
fucking joker, bro. He's hilarious, bro. So funny.
And I said to him when we started the stream, I was like, why are you sat in your toilet? Yeah, he showed me it was just a little cupboard near his front door, innit? I was like, well, that's pretty cool that you've done that, innit? It's wide enough to get the camera and everything in there, innit? So yeah, big up to him, man. But yeah, I'll be back again with Turkish. I think we're doing that at 8 o'clock. I think I need to text Turkish, to be honest with you. And then, yeah, man, that'll be me done for the day. That'll be my 3rd one of the day. So yeah, man, we'll wrap this up. But very quickly before we do you reckon you'll beat City?
I don't know, bro. Am I confident? No. Do I think we can beat them? Yes. You know them. It's one of them ones. I'm not confident, though. They're in a good bit of form. So are we. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know, bruv. I think with the City game, if we're probably going to change to a 5 at the back or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if we're going to get the same level of performance out of the boys, but I can hope. You know them ones, I can hope, man. If we beat City, that would be amazing. Tottenham in the final, beat Jose, win a trophy. That would be a perfect year for me.
Be a good start to the final kickback for the season, then, wouldn't it? The last 20 seconds.
Yeah, bro. And I want it to be us to stop Jose from winning a trophy as well. You know what I mean? I want it to be us.
100% Tottenham will get there. They'll beat Brentford all day long.
Yeah, they'll smash them. I mean,
but now you've just got to do your end and go, yo, do you know what? We've got Watford next. We can rest a few players. We've got to go. You got to go for it, bruv. Yeah, you got to go for it. And if you do them, then straight away that brings the confidence level up of the fans and the players themselves, and even the manager, bruv. And I know the manager's not great, but all of a sudden you start thinking, well, hang on a minute, we're joint top until Liverpool probably win tonight, but you're still up there. You're in and about, and you'll have a game in hand regardless. Facts. And then get to a final, all of a sudden it's looking decent into 2021, isn't it? But
exactly, bro. And then all the people saying football is going to be stopped because of full lockdown, it won't be. Last time we had full lockdown, football was still on.
Yeah, 100%.
Full lockdown 100%. Doesn't affect the Premier League.
Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It didn't last time. It didn't last time, and it won't this time.
No, I can't lie. From March till June, bruv, that was a grind.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. Listen, big up for coming on again, bruv. I'll see you on Friday.
Yeah.
When we'll be having a little look over the FA Cup games that are coming up at the weekend and stuff, and obviously have a look back on your game from Wednesday as well. So
exactly.
So yeah, man. All right, we're out of here, people. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Rants. His channel's in the title. And I'll speak to Turkish. It'll probably be about 8, half 8. We'll be back again, me and Turkish. So we're out of here. Later.